This conference will now be recorded.
I told you day one, I'm not a trainer who will leave you. I will do something for you. At least have that faith in the trainer. Towards the end, your trainer will do something for you, right? Whatever is possible from my side, right? Perfect. Now let's start. Today, the first thing that we are going to learn is called trigger context variable. Write down trigger context variable. Put a heading called as trigger context variable. Trigger context variable. Write down. Put a heading trigger context variable. Give it the girls. Vishara? Fine. Trigger context variable. Right? Write down. Variable that returns value. Variable that returns value. Variable that returns value. Right? During trigger runtime. Bracket execution. Variable that returns value during trigger runtime is called trigger context variables. Is called trigger context variable. Is called trigger context variable. Right? Now let's understand. Right? If you remember yesterday's example, I just click on new button, one page loaded. I am filling the data, name Rupam, email rupam.sfdc111@gmail.com. Now, I want to send an email to that email address. From where will I get the data? It is this trigger context variable, which will give me the data during trigger runtime environment. Ardhamautunda? Yes or no? Once again, let me draw and show you. Paint. Right? I clicked on contact. I clicked on new. A page got loaded. Name, phone, email. Right? In the our discussion still going on, huh? I know that your mind is now not coming here. Your mind is thinking that only. Right? Say name Rupam. Right? Phone number 22222. Email Rupam dot sfdc111@gmail.com. Right? Perfect. Now, is this data saved to the database? No. I just clicked the new button. I started filling the form. Now, before saving, I want to send an email to this address. As I told you yesterday, there is no way I can do it because the data has not yet gone to the database. The data has not yet gone to the database. The data is still on the page. Then who will give me this data? Whenever you want this data to be used in your programming, then we will use trigger context variable. Trigger context variable work is to give you the data. We cannot give data to trigger context variable. Trigger context variable will give us the data. Till today, we have been assigning data to a variable. Integer x equals to 21. We are giving 21 to x. Integer y equals to 44. We are giving value to y. List of account AC equals to select ID, name, phone from account. One the accounts pulled given to AC. We are pulling giving to a variable, but here it's opposite. We are not giving anything to the variable. The variable is giving us. Variable will give us the data. We cannot give data to the variable. Variable will in turn give data to the developer. Teeskondi. Trigger context variable will give the data in the runtime environment. In the runtime environment, for example, this example, I want the data is not yet saved in the database. There is no contact called Rupam because I have not yet hit save button, right? So I want to send an email. Who will give me the data from the sky, from the buffer memory? Trigger context variable. Ardhamautunda? Trigger context variable will return the data. With the help of trigger context variable, we will come to know how many data is there in the air, what are their information. From there, we will take the data and we will do the required processing. For example, I want to validate the mobile number, right? To validate the mobile number, who will give me the mobile number? I cannot write SOQL statement because this is not yet saved to the database. SOQL statement can be written on the database. Select name, ID. The data has not yet gone to the database. Inka vellaledu. This data has not yet gone to the database. It is not yet gone. So to get the data from here, right, I have to use what? Trigger context variable. Understood what is a trigger context variable? Trigger context variable returns data during trigger runtime environment for all the records which are participating in the trigger. You are uploading 200 data. Before uploading, I want to check the mobile number. Inka upload kaledu. From an Excel sheet, you are uploading 200 records to a table. Let it be account table, let it be contact table, let it be passenger table. You are uploading 200 records. Before the data gets uploaded, I want to send an email saying that, hello, right? We are about to register you. Inka register cheyaledu. We are about to register you. How will you do it? From a data loader, how can you get the data? Through trigger context variable which returns the data during trigger runtime process is called trigger context variable. Crystal clear. Everybody has to understand this all, right? Write down what are the different variables available. Number one, is executing. First one, is executing dash boolean. Dash boolean. Boolean means true or false. Dash boolean. Dash, right? If trigger is still running. If trigger is still running. Next, is insert. Next, is insert. It's there on the screen there. Only this side, first column. Don't look on the other side. For that, I'm giving you small definitions. Is insert dash boolean. Triggered, fired due to insertion. Triggered, fired due to insert operation. Triggered, fired due to insert operation. Next, is update. Is update. Is update dash boolean. Trigger, fired due to update operation. Triggered, fired due to update operation. Next, is delete hyphen boolean. Is delete hyphen boolean. Hyphen boolean dash triggered, fired due to delete operation. Is delete due to delete operation. Next, is undelete. Is undelete. Trigger, fire boolean dash triggered, fired due to restoring of a data. Trigger, fired due to restore of a data. Next, is before boolean triggered fired before a data is saved. Triggered fired before a data is saved. Next is after. Next is after. Boolean. Triggered fired after all the data is saved. Triggered fired after all the data is saved. Next, new, only new, NEW. Dash, list, no more boolean now, list. Returns list of new version of SObject record. Returns list of new version of SObject record. Next, new map, new NEW MAP. New bracket list or dash list returns list of new versions of SObject record. That was the last one. Now new map dash map MAP dash map dash returns ID and new version of SObject record. Map has key value, you know that. ID will be the key, SObject will be the value. Returns ID and new version of SObject record. Clear? Next, old, 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 hyphen list, dash returns old version of SObject record. Returns old version of SObject record. Returns old version of SObject records. Next, old map, new map, old map, dash map, returns ID to old version of SObject records. Return ID to old version of SObject records. Next, size dash integer returns number of record inside the trigger. Returns number of record inside the trigger. Got it? Last one, operation type. Last one, operation type. Trigger event as an array or enum. Returns trigger event as an array or enum. These are the trigger context variable. You have to by heart. Inte. Each variable will give you the value. Adi meeki istundi. Manam ivatledu. It is giving to us. Right? Is in first one. Is insert. What is insert? Whether this trigger was fired due to insertion process. If it's yes, then you will understand that this data came. This data came, it's a new data because insertion. Is update, then you'll understand that it's an old data somebody changed and then they are sending to the database. If you return true. Is delete, that means the data was deleted. Yes. Is and delete, the data was just restored. Is executing, inka trigger running yes. Is after, that means is it after the data is saved? Is before, is it before the data is saved? Right? Now we will learn this one by one. Let's do with examples. Setup, right? Developer console. What media? Turn it off. Right. Close all. Yesterday, if you remember, whether you create, whether you update, one email has gone. Yes. But today, what will you do? I don't have. It's not there. Over. Gandhargola is over. Yamagola is over. Right. So let's. Right. Yesterday, we have sent email in generic email. Hi. Whether you create, whether you delete, whether you update, whether you undelete, everything we have sent one email. Today, I'm going to do the same exercise. Right? But before that, already one trigger is activated. That trigger I have to deactivate. Let us see how to deactivate it. Whenever you don't want a trigger to work, go to custom code, click on Apex trigger. You will be able to see the list of triggers here. Yesterday we have written this. TR 1512 example 1 passenger send email. I open the trigger. Right? Now click on edit and is active. Uncheck it. Click save. The trigger got disabled. Now if you create a passenger, don't worry, not a single email will go because the trigger is deactivated. See, status inactive, status inactive, status inactive. Right? Now, once again, I'm creating a trigger today. File, new, right? Apex trigger. TR, today's date, 16/12 underscore PASEMAI email S and is sent. Passenger email sent. On which table? On passenger table. Click on submit. Right? Once again, I am taking all the trigger events before insert, after insert. Before BFOR, before update, before delete, and after there is no before and delete. Control S. Let me save. Any spelling mistake? Let me see. Anna twice. Control S. Again, right? Control S. Save. No error. Now, remember that if it's insert, I should say hi. Record was inserted. If it's update, hi. Record was updated. Delete. Hi. Record was deleted. Now, how does the trigger will know whether the user has updated, whether the user has deleted, whether the user has undeleted? right? That is where I will use trigger context variable to know whether update happened in the passenger table. I can go ahead and insert, I can go ahead and update, I can go ahead and delete. How the trigger will know that the record insert అయింది, record update అయింది, record was updated, record was inserted, record was deleted? That is the reason I will use what? If. What is that? TRIGGR, trigger dot, trigger dot is insert equals to true. Suppose trigger dot is insert equals to true, that means record inserted. Now I will send only insert email. What was that email class? Open star AGN, right? Again and again. Control C, again and again, right? E equals to new email. E dot subject equals to hi record 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 INSERT inserted, record inserted. Subject E dot plain E dot body hi, a new record was inserted. Hi, a new record was inserted, right? Next, E dot, right, to address equals to rootham dot sfdc111 @gmail.com, right? Finally, E dot send email. See, trigger dot is insert, అది true అయితేనే hi record was inserted will go. Now I copy this. Trigger dot is update, trigger dot is update. అర్థమవుతుందా? Right? I am trying to know from the trigger whether this was happened due to update, this was happened due to insert. Then I will say hi record updated. Hi a record was updated. Next, see, I am using what? Trigger context variable I am using. You need not to say trigger dot is delete. You don't need to write equals to true. Trigger dot is delete. Yes, avangare it will come inside. You don't need to say equal to true. This part is waste actually, right? Raste kuda no problem. So I will say record was deleted. Hi, a record was deleted. Next, one more I'm writing. Trigger dot is undelete. Then a record was restored. Record was restored. How many emails will go now for each? Whenever you are inserting, before insert one email will go, after insert one email will go. అర్థమవుతుందా లేదా? Yes or no? Right? Because I have taken both. I have taken two events, before insert, after insert. So whenever insert happens, two-time email will go. Is insert true? Yes. In insert, we have taken how many events? Two. So how many emails will go? Two emails will go. No. I want before insert. Then say and trigger dot is before. That means then I will say, hi, record is about to be inserted. Inka insert కాలేదు, right? Hi, you are about to create new record. అర్థమవుతుందా what I am trying to explain? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Because I have taken is before. Same thing I'll copy. Is insert, yes. Trigger is after, and then record is created. I records created. Hi, you have created new record. Before insert, about, 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 ABOUT. You are about to create. Hi, record is about to be created. Whenever is before is true, whenever is after is true, then record. అర్థమవుతుందా లేదా? Yesterday I didn't use this trigger context variable. Today same email program of yesterday, but this time I'm using what? Trigger context variable, right? ఒక్కొక్క action key I'm sending separate email. Control S. Now you see app manager, view all, right? Airline management. I click on new page, new passenger. Click new, right? Passenger name Ravi Shastri. Ravi Shastri. I just click on save. When passenger got created, immediately 2 emails will go. One before insert, one after insert. Before insert will have a subject like you are about to insert. See, hi, record is about to be inserted. After that, second email came. What is that? Hi, record created. See, before, after, before, after. Hi, record is about to be inserted. Inka insert కాలేదు. Within the next second, record went to the database, save. Immediately within a second, email came. You see the sequence of the email? First, before trigger, after the record is saved, after trigger got executed. Did I got delete email? No. Did I got update email? No. Because I just did what? Insert. So only is insert true? Yes. In insert, again there is a is before, then this email will be. Is after, అర్థమవుతుందా? Right? You, yes.
One question.
Huh.
So both the emails came after when we hit on the save
Everything
button.
will go. 2 emails will go. How many events you are using? That many emails will go. If I don't use the event, now what will happen? Only one email will go. This is completely waste. Writing is adu unte kuda email will not go because you have not used this event here. Before insert, it is insert, yes. Is after, ఇక్కడ after insert లేదు. So hence this email will never go now because you have not included the trigger event. First you have to include the trigger event, then you have to program inside. Now in this case, or left that, Control S. Whenever you insert a record, email will go? No, because this trigger is not monitoring insertion. It trigger insertion monitor చేయట్లేదు. because you have not included monitor in the trigger. You have not included insert in the trigger. Even though you have written a program, it will not go. It will say, sorry, is insert. I don't know. You have not even used insert here. Only update, delete you have used. This trigger will work only for delete, update, restore. Right? This trigger will not work for any insertion, neither before insert, neither after insert, because you have not included in the event. This somebody inserting a record trigger will be sleeping. Mark in the code. Right? Array, mail bump but as per my duty, I should wake up only if delete is there, only if update is there, only if restore is there. Right? Otherwise, I should be sleeping. Right? Even though inside that there's a program to send an email for insertion. I don't care. In my duty list, these are my duty. Yes, wake up if somebody is inserting. Inserting, yes. Then I will see my protocol. Inserting, what is my protocol? If it's before, then send a signal. If after, then send that. What do you? Ardhamavutunda? This is soldier. To the soldier, you told him that keep your eyes on the database.
Sir, I have a question.
Wait. Keep your eyes on the database. Only when this event occurs, then only you should get up. Otherwise, now insertion is not a part of his duty. So any type of record insertion, record will be sleeping, even though there is a protocol. You will say, why should I follow the protocol? That is not his duty list. Today's duty list is only delete, update, restore. Now, if you go ahead and say control Z, then what will happen? Insertion is also a part of the duty. Then, as soon as the record is inserted, the soldier will wake up. Okay, check the protocol. What should we do? Then the program says, before insert, fire revolver. After insert, fire machine gun. It is fire. How will you know whether the record is inserted, whether it's not inserted? By using trigger. When should he fire machine gun? When should she should fire revolver? This all we have to decide with the trigger context. Trigger context variable will give you the data. With that data, you will take a decision. Yes, tell me.
So Rupam, everything will be based on the save button.
Everything will be based on save button, delete button. Why only save button?
The first two mails, which went for before.
See, somewhere it should fire. We need one action to fire. Here the save button. Like, for example, before delete, come to the delete. Is delete. Along with that, I will say and TRIGGR trigger dot is before. If it's delete and before delete, then I will say hi. Record is about to be deleted. See, hi. Record is about to be deleted. Now I will copy this. I'm making it 2. I will say after is after, then record is deleted. The record is deleted. Control S. Now the 2 emails will go. What is that? Whenever you go ahead and delete this record, this time trigger will fire due to the delete button, because delete button is calling a DML called delete. Insert button is save button is calling it DML called as insert. Only when whichever button calls the DML, don't think that only save button will do that. Whichever button calls the DML, the button name can be dance. So don't go by the button name. button calling DML function will call trigger. Delete. Again, if I click on delete, this is executing a DML function. Delete. Now I will get 2 emails. Hi, a record is about to be deleted. After that, one more. See, now it came. Hi, record is deleted.
But in general, there will be only one will be added, Rupam, in real time.
What is that?
In real time, like only for delete, it only one mail will be there, right? About to delete will not be there, right?
Then don't write before delete. Delete this program. You want to see
Rupam,
email. That's fine then. Then now only one email will go. Your record is successfully deleted.
yeah, Rupam, but Rupam, if until and unless the DML function is performed, if we didn't get the data, then what is the use of using that is before? So whenever we perform the DML action, obviously the record will be deleted, and we need that data only, right? Then how come we use the C's before?
See, unless and until it is not God, there is no artificial intelligence that a software can read your mind and provide the data. You will have to touch somewhere, even if it is touching, right? You are filling the data, right? Unless and until you make one action, system will not going to execute anything. Triggers will be called only when the DML operations are touched. As simple as that. Whenever you touch the DML operation, right, whenever you are touching the DML operation, then what is the benefit? By sending the email, you are not go inside, I do more than your program, then you will be able to understand.
We can't hear you properly, sir.
Can you hear me now? Yes or no? Can you hear me now, guys? Is it
Yes, sir.
clear?
Now it is clear, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Clear, sir.
The benefit of trigger is that whenever you want a record, before a record is going to the data,
Sir, we can't hear you, sir.
Sir, voice is breaking, sir.
www.amazon.in -t-l1024. Right. You should be able to hear me now. Right? Right?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Clear?
Sir, I have a question. I think it might be the repetitive question, but still, I was not clearly understand like why, though we are
1 minute.
trigger. Okay.
Yeah, I know that. I know that. Before you tell me, I know this. Wait. Okay. Now it's okay. You should be able to hear me clearly. Right? Tell me, any question, guys? Online.
Sir, it might be repetitive, but still not clear. Like, so the triggers will be triggered only when we perform any of the DML operation, right? So,
Correct. Yesterday I told you triggers are dependent on object, triggers are dependent on DML. Yesterday only I told you.
yes,
Why
sir.
this
So
question is
after
again?
deleting, when we click on delete button only, we are getting the 2 emails, right? So what is like
Somewhere you have to initiate, right? something you should click, then only this program will run, right? How the program will run without clicking
Right,
or
sir. Then
without
what
any
is the
action?
need of two emails again? Like anyway, after delete only we are
You
getting.
want why after? Before delete, I want to verify something, send email, then I want to perform a delete.
But it
Before
will be
deleting this account, I want to transfer all the money from your account to my account, and then I want to delete your account. Tell me, how will you do that? Tell me now. In your account, there are 10 lakh rupees. You are about to delete your account. You hit the delete button, right? Before your account get deleted, all your 10 lakh rupees will be transferred to my account. There's a logic. Then your account will be deleted. After deleted, a mail will go, thank you, your account is deleted. Now tell me, how will you do?
so here we write a logic after the one before trigger is triggered. So we
Correct.
add a logic.
Before your account is deleted, I will write a transfer logic.
Okay.
After your account is deleted, bank account, I will write a thank you email. That is the need of before and after. Before, right? Tomorrow, when you go and ask, do you have this account number 10210? They will say, no, there is no such account here because it's deleted. But before deleting, all the money will be transferred from your account to my account. That is money transfer logic. I will write before delete. I will take before trigger. Once the money is transferred, then I will say, hello, after trigger, now you take over. After trigger will go delete the record. Then you'll tell, okay, delete it. What next? Send a thank you email. Thank you email is after delete or after trigger. Transferring of your money from your account to my account is before trigger. That is the need of before and after. Got it now?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
So if
Welcome.
we initiate before delete and after delete will be executed only once before
Only
delete is
when the record
completed.
is completely removed from the database. When the data is gone, then it will send an email. That is called after delete. After update, right? Phone number is 777. Before the phone number is changed from 777 to 999, I want to play music. Tin, 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 tin. So now you phone number is 777. You change it to 999. You hit the save button. Immediately the phone number will not be overwritten. First it will play music. Tin, 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 tin. Music over? Yes, sir. ఎక్కువైపోయింది. Come to the subject. Right? Now, then the data 55 will be overwritten with 999. After that, you want to play one more song. Dun dun. This, if you want to do this, ఇంకా మీకు ఎలా చెప్పాలి చెప్పండి? To make you understand, I have to do this. Now
No,
you are able
sir.
to understand what is the need of before and after.
Yes, sir. It's actually good that you
Before
explained about
deleting, I want to play Shah Rukh Khan song. After deleting, I want to play Salman Khan song. So you need a before delete, after delete. This is the use of before trigger and after trigger. Clear now?
Yes,
Whatever?
Rupam.
Yes, sir.
Amir Khan is these days not seen. Leave it. These days, Amir Khan, last 2-3 years, I have not seen him in any movie. Right? Tell me. Got it? Yes, sir. Everyone. Now,
Yes,
how
sir.
will you understand when to play Tintin and when to play Ting Tong? That is the reason we are using this trigger context variable. Right? For delete, Tintin, Ting Tong. For update, Ding Dong, Dung Dung. See, I have a different requirement. So when I have 4 songs, at 4 different occasions, I have to play 4 different songs. Right? How will you identify? This is identified by this trigger context variable. You will say is delete, is after, then ting tong. This whole class will be now ting tong. Here you will say ting tong. As simple as that. Before delete, then tin tin. Then how to know before delete? You have to write is delete, trigger dot is before. If yes, then tin tin. Is update true, then ding dong. Right? In update, again there are 2 types of song. Before update one song, after update one music. That means to let you know that old data is been overwritten now, old data is gone. If anybody comes and pull the data, the updated data will be seen. So I want to give you another music alert. That is the purpose of before and after. All clear. I don't know. I cannot teach you more than this funny. Right? You should be able to understand this. All clear? Done? Now, let's do some real programmings. I'm closing this all. Right? So, what is the program? Let us do. Time is there? Okay, time is there. Right? So, by this, you understood what are the trigger context variable? Is insert, is update, is delete, is before, is after, is undelete. You can use it combinations to understand when to play what music. Now, the most important trigger context variable is new, new map, old, old map. Next 2 days, I will spend on these only. Out of this whole trigger context variable, the most important trigger context variable are these 4 only. In interview, they will ask you only on new, new map, old, old map. When to use new, when to use new map, when to use old, when to use old map. Put a star mark on this 4. Right? Clear. Now, what is a new? Whenever a new set of data, new will return you new set of data. Let's understand with a simple example. Right? I go to the passenger. I click on new. I fill this form. What is the form? Passenger name, right? Kapil Dev. Kapil, last name Dev. Now, I am entering a registration fee of how much? Registration fee of how much? 600. And I give a discount 5%. As soon as I save in this, okay, simple, 10%. As soon as I hit save button, immediately this registration fee should show how much? 550, 540. Because 10% of 600 is how much? 60. 600 minus 60 equals to 540. Tell me, whatever you have learned so far, can you do this? My requirement is that registration fee should show the discounted value, with the discounted value. If I give 20% discount here and I hit save, immediately this should show how much? 480. 60 plus 60, 120, 20%. 600 minus 120, 480. Ardhamautunda? If I say 100% discount, as soon as I save 600, it should give me 0 here. No 600, 0. Tell me, is there any way you can do it?
In before insert, we have to keep a logic.
Forget about triggers. Without triggers, can you do that? Field update. Formula field. Formula field, you have to create one more field. In formula, ade field meeda you cannot write. In formula, whichever, because formula field is a read-only field. Here, is it a read-only? No, I'm entering. When you are entering a data, that field cannot be a formula field. Formula field is system calculated. Ante, you should have one more field called as final registration fee. I don't want that. I want this field to be overwritten. You can't use formula. Able to understand? Formula field means you read only, you can't edit, the system will calculate. But here you see that I am entering the data, in that only calculation has to be done. Final amount should be on this field already. I don't want separate field. Inkoka field gadu. So what will you do? Other than triggers.
We can create another as object and pull this data, and then we can multiply, like create.
Where?
Okay.
can we use process builder to do this as well?
Can you use a process builder? In a process builder also, if you do this, same field overriding, check it out. You can do with a flow, trigger flow. With that you can do, right? Because trigger flow is also a trigger only. Adi endante, this is programmatically, that is drag and drop. Trigger flow, schedule flow. Schedule flow is what? Schedule apex. We did programming. There it is through flow, drag and drop. What do you want to schedule, right? I gave you the homework yesterday. Same delete program. What you did with the flow, I gave as a homework tomorrow to write a schedule apex program, right? Other than trigger flow, there is no other option other than trigger. Shall we write now? Keep watching. Time is not there. So what is the requirement? Whatever the discount percentage is, that discount percentage you have to apply, right? So setup, developer, why developer console? Already there, no? Setup, okay. Direct, setup, edit object. I'll be in the passenger object because I need to know the field names, fields and relationship. Now, by the way, we have to deactivate a trigger as of now, right? So I'm going to set up, because everything I'm writing on passenger only. Now that email, delete, all these emails are there, no? So I have to go ahead and stop. Custom, right? Apex trigger. Which one? Today's. That is the reason Salesforce says one object, one trigger. Best practices of trigger is one object, one trigger. You shouldn't write like this. See, passenger object, passenger. How many triggers are there? 2. Then I have to on, off, right? Which email? Now if I activate both, tell me which email will go first? Before delete, in this trigger, yesterday's trigger is also sending email. Today's trigger also will send an email. Which email will go first? Whether the yesterday's email will go first or today's email will go, we don't know. That is the reason Salesforce always says one object, one trigger. Okate object mida okate trigger rayale. You shouldn't write like this. These are all wrong. Otherwise, if 2 triggers are same, then which one will trigger first? Nobody knows. For example, yesterday I have written a trigger. Before delete, send email. Today I have written a trigger. Before delete, tin-ting. Now you tell me, email will go or tin-ting will come first?
Email.
Today I am going and deleting a record. Able to understand the problem? Yesterday, before delete, after delete, send an email. Today, before delete, tin-ting. After delete, ting. Now you just deleted a record. Tell me what will happen. Email will go first or tin-ting will come first? Nobody knows. How can you tell? Right? Randomly, you cannot control that. That is the reason Salesforce says, right? Write one trigger. Inside the trigger, write trigger handler. For deleting, first send email, then ting-ting. Then send is deleted, then ting. Yesterday's plus today's email I'm combining. 2 programs can be combined using trigger handlers, which will come later. Now, remember only one thing, one object, one trigger. First thumb rule of a triggers. So I click on, now both the triggers are inactive. Now I go ahead and create a trigger. Setup, developer console. Time is not there, but still we can do that. File, new trigger. TR underscore example 2. Oh, 1612 underscore example 1, example 2. I'm not writing. I'm directly saying reg fee discount. Reg fee discount. On where? On passenger. I say submit. Tell me, what trigger event will you use? Before or after?
Before.
Before.
Before or after? Nobody will
Both.
tell you in the real time. It
Before.
is you who have to decide.
Both.
Turn your
As we have
pages.
to
When should you use
calculate.
before? See, I gave you yesterday. Before is used when? Use.
Sir, before, because we have to make it generic, right? Because whenever any discount value is there, then only it should get updated. So before,
Before or after?
before.
Before.
Because all calculations, all validations are done in which trigger? Before. See that. What is this? This is a calculation. Now tell me, right? Let us understand why before and why not after, right? Suppose, here we go. There is a field called as 800. Let's assume. Now, what will happen? If you say after, then the data has to go to the database, pull it. After going to the database, pull it, put in the class, calculate the result, then send it back to the database. First, fill the data, send the data to the database, then pull the data in the Apex class because you have to write a logic. After that, when you change 600 to 10%, 540, that calculation will happen here, 540. The answer, you will again send it back to database. How many times are you touching the database? 3 times. First, saving the data, then pulling the data, applying your logic, getting the answer, then again saving to the database. How many times you're touching the database? 3 times. If you take after. Now if I take before the data is going to the database, I will pass it to the class. Class will calculate the result. Then I will send it to the database. How many times I'm touching the database? Once. Tell me, 1 is better or 3 is better? 1 is better because it will increase efficiency. That is the reason I will use before insert. I will not use after insert. I can calculate in both. Rondutla calculate cheskochu. But I will use what? Before insert. Able to understand yes or no. Right?
Yes.
So that is the reason I'm saying before insert. Now, who will give me the data? List of passenger, PSSENGR, passenger, underscore C. Passenger list equals to TRIGGR trigger.new. Trigger.new will give you all the new passenger, whether it's coming from data loader. Suppose you are loading 200 passengers from data loader, all those 200 will be captured by trigger.new and it will be given to PL. అర్థమవుతుందా? ఇంకా డేటా లోడ్ కాలేదు. Data is not yet loaded. Before loading, right? Before loading itself, trigger.new will get the data and will pass to where? PL. Now what I will do? For loop. For what? Passenger. Each passenger from PL. PL nunchi 1 by 1 passenger I'm taking. I will say what? EP dot. What is that? Passenger registration fee. Passenger registration fee is equals to, right? Is equals to, right? What is that? Discount divided by 100. EP registration fee minus 600 minus 10%. 10% is what? EP dot discount by 100 into EP dot registration fee into this whole, you have to subtract from where? From the 600. 600 minus 10 divided by 100 into 600. Then you will get how much? 60. 10 divided by 100 into 600. You will get what? 60. That 60 you are subtracting from where? 600. This is the logic. Simple maths I'm doing, guys. I'm not doing rocket. Don't look like this. ఏదో నేను ఏదో పొడిచిస్తున్నాను. మీరు ఎలా చేస్తున్నారంటే as if I'm murdering someone. Come on, simple mathematics. 600 మీద 10% discount. How will you give? 600 minus 10 by 100 into 600. 10 by 100 into 600 will give you 10%. That 10% value is 60. 600 from 600, if you remove 60, then you'll get 540. If you cannot do this much, right? See, Control S, no error at all. No error at all. See, error gone. Rupam, this formula koncham khatarnak undi. Okay, guys. Then I will do it another way. EP dot registration fee. What is 10%? Right? 0 point. Right? 0 point. Okay. Right? 10% is what? 0 point. Right? So what you can do is that, okay, we'll leave it. That will be more confusion. Ide better. Ide better. Because otherwise, right, you will think that Rupam is doing something. What is this now? Done. Don't write update command. Already you have hit the save button. Already the data is going towards the saving. Right? You just stop the data, made some changes, and then release the data. Data is already going. Right? I hit the save button. Data is already going. Don't write update here. Don't write any DML. Inte. Over answer. Your answer is over. Next time when I refresh this, see, it will work now. Right? Next time I go to the passenger. I click on new passenger. What is the passenger name? Passenger name is MD Azharuddin. MD Azhar. Right? Now I'm coming. I'm giving how much? 600. What is the discount? 10%. Right? 10%. Already discount, no? So I don't need to. Already it's a percentage field. Percentage field means already divide. Okay, let's see. I hit the save button. Now go ahead and check. What is the registration fee? See? Working? Chuskondi. Now I will create one more passenger. New. Passenger name. Raj Babbar. Raj Babbar. I go ahead and I give registration fee 900. Discount 10%. What should be the amount? What should be the amount? 10% of 900 is 90. 90 minus 900 minus 90 is 810. Save. See that? You have 810. Other field, same field is overriding. Where is the trigger? Here is the trigger. What is happening? Anyhow, today time is not that. Tomorrow again I will take this program and explain how this is working. Idi ela work chestundani, how this is working tomorrow I'll explain. Ee story entidi Rupam. Got the trigger? Before even the data is inserted, the value is changed to 560. Right? Tomorrow, see how I am getting the data? Trigger.new. Trigger.new is giving me all the data. Right? And that data one by one I'm playing and I'm using my formula to give a discount. 50% understood? Yes. Right? That's it.
Yes, sir.
For tomorrow. Yes. Now, anybody who wants to, let me stop the recording for today.